All right, boys. Today, I have a new microphone. This is kind of half a test recording, half not. We're going to do this episode of the Ultimate Universe mode with this new microphone. If you don't like it, tell me in the comments. If you do like it, also tell me. If you think there's something I need to fix, which I know that there is, also tell me in the comments. Because I need as much feedback on this thing as possible, because I wasn't even fucking using it right. So, most likely, I am forgetting something else that I should be doing with this microphone. Yes, it's close to my face. It's like maybe 1.5 feet away. I'm not sure. I don't pay attention too much to distance. I'm not gonna measure it out. Other than that, let's just do a universe mode video. Are you... Oh, okay. Damn, what an episode of Raw. What an episode of Raw, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I've been more disappointed in an episode of Raw in like forever. Let's do this. We welcome you back live from Miami, Florida with new recording equipment. And, well, it's the Druid. Yep, he's showing up on Raw again. I fucking knew this was gonna happen. The second he won a match against the WWE Champion Edge in that handicap match, I knew the Raw General Manager was gonna be like, oh, now we gotta put him on Monday. Now we gotta put him on the main show. We don't have to do anything like that. We're just being a fucking moron for no goddamn reason. And then there's his opponent, Mike Knox. And this guy is ready to knock somebody out. Spelling, saying things. I'm so funny. Let's just do the match. And immediately a diving hip toss by the Druid to start this match out. And honestly, I should have expected that Mike Knox accidentally grabbed the referee instead of Druid. Everything is going wrong for this man tonight. What a shocker for a man named Mike Knox. Everything's going wrong for him. I can't believe it. He's fought the Druid a couple times. I think he's the only person that he's won against, but I wouldn't know that since I still haven't updated the goddamn sheet that talks about everybody's wins and losses. Damn it. I'm really gonna need to update that sheet.
Shut your fucking mouth!
I have no idea what to say about this match, ladies and gentlemen. All I know is that this is a great, totally great opener to Monday Night Raw. No one is disappointed with the action tonight. I'm bad. Okay, failure. It's a kick to the midsection. It's a double axe handle. It's a clothesline to the neck. Classic setup. Thank you, Mike Knox, for just not hitting the move. Hit this one, though. No, you won't. Hit this one, though. Nope. Okay. Hit this one, though. God damn it. Hit this one, though. I'm gonna kill somebody. Hit. Great start. Hit this one. He ducked. I got ass cam. Not the referee ass cam. I just hit the damn move. Just hit the damn move, please. Oh, perfect setup. He was stunned and everything. Right, turn around. Turn around. Big boot. That was like the one big boot that shouldn't have hit. It was too far. What the fuck? And that is a Sister Abigail by Mike Knox, even though the naming convention doesn't make sense. 1, 2, this match ends. We ended it. It's over. And there you have it. Mike Knox has defeated Druid to open Monday Night Raw. That did nothing for rankings anyways. Great. Here's Biz versus Sheamus in a #1 contenders match. I just realized Luke Gallows is the #1 contender, but he's not in this match. That's really funny. What are you with yellow? And up next, the Raw general manager actually went back on their word. And now Sheamus is gonna have to fight The Miz for the #1 contendership for the US title to fight Drew for it at Night of Champions. And oh my, he's fighting The Miz. The Miz has not been very successful in chasing that US title, let me tell you. But I genuinely don't know what else The Miz is gonna do if he doesn't get this US title. He's gonna have to wait a month and a half otherwise to get another shot at any title. What a sad existence for this man. And then there's Sheamus, a man who gets title opportunities by things that are out of his control. Miz cashed in his rematch clause at the Bash, and that caused Sheamus to even be in this position. My question is, would Sheamus have been in this #1 contenders match if it wasn't for everybody's favorite, The Miz, cashing in that rematch clause? Would he have been thrown to the side like all of the previous contenders? Would Dolph have been given a shot? Would Chad? Again, who knows? Not I, that's for sure. And of course, there's a #1 contenders match, in case you didn't notice by the fact that I actually said it this time. I'm not even lying. And Sheamus with a massive shoulder tackle. And something I forgot to mention is that this match is a Falls Count Anywhere match, which means that this match could go to the outside for free, and there are no consequences. That's a much better way of just saying, oh yeah, by the way, you can fucking go to the outside. There are no countouts, you know? Lyle Cole should take some notes. That's all I'm gonna say. Miz eats some of that, and Sheamus is just a rolling ball. He is the ball that Sisyphus is pushing up the mountain and failing to get over. He is the literal unstoppable force. I wouldn't call Miz an immovable object, but I will say that Sheamus is an unstoppable force. And this match has officially gone to the outside. And remember, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna finish the goddamn sentence. Edge! Edge is finally taking revenge on Sheamus! But Sheamus is still stuck on the Miz. Or not. But wait, oh, right on the chair that he threw down! Now Edge throws Sheamus into the ring, goes in with him. The Miz is picking up the chair now, and it's Wade Barrett with a chair! It's pandemonium here. This US title match has turned into a UK versus Edge beatdown, but Miz is taking care of Barrett. Sheamus has got his chair, hits Miz with it, and now... Oh, he hit Wade Barrett with the chair on accident, but Edge is leaving, and Wade Barrett follows him, making sure he doesn't try to come back out anyways. Guys, Wade Barrett finally fucking did something. Oh my god, I didn't think he could do that. Now Miz looking worse for wear than before. Irish curse backbreaker. I think we know what's coming. Sheamus picks up the Miz right at the edge of the ring, maybe aiming for that chair. Oh, just went over it. Just barely went over it. That's a 1, that's a 2, and that's a 3. Sheamus defeats The Miz and is going to Night of Champions. And for Sheamus, this is huge. He could potentially defeat Drew McIntyre at Night of Champions and secure himself a victory against one of the first ever US champs of this new era. That moved Sheamus above Orton and Batista above The Miz. And that moved Luke Gallows below Sheamus and Chad above The Miz. And I assume that the United Kingdom has grown even stronger, even if you can't see it, because they're the only allies they have. Anyways, it's Jimmy Snuka versus Ezekiel Jackson. And up next, we have another set of mysterious Monday Night Rawsmen. It's Jimmy Superfly Snuka. This man has appeared a handful of times on Superstars, and tonight he gets his run in on Raw. And wait, that's Ezekiel Jackson. Ezekiel Jackson finally making his, I think, debut tonight against Jimmy Snuka. And now he's just, oh, that's not good. You're a Nagi of some sort by Ezekiel Jackson, and I think the Zeke man himself has won. What a quick match and debut for Ezekiel Jackson. Now, he did attack Jimmy Snuka, so we didn't get to see any wrestling prowess from this man, but I hope that he does that less often in the future. That made Jimmy Snuka and Ezekiel Jackson's relationship worse? Huh. That didn't do much for Raw, so let's just move on to the main event of John Morrison versus Batista. And tonight, Batista is in the building. Batista, it's been a minute since we've seen him. I think the last time that I remember seeing him, he was beating the ever-living shit out of Rey Mysterio. But tonight, he gets to face John Morrison. I know, it sounds so scary when you look into it. But Batista will, I imagine, bomb this guy to hell. And that's all I can really say of my predictions. But until then, John Morrison won't be playing any make-believe. But wait, he's attacking Batista, the smartass. He's gonna beat down the man. Smart strategy by John Morrison. Will this pay out for him? No, absolutely fucking not. He's gonna get his ass whooped even faster. Wait, hold your breath. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. It's not looking good for this man. And Batista, okay, just picking him up, slamming him down. Yep, not a good idea by John Morrison. You made the animal angry, and now it's gonna rush you down like no tomorrow. But John Morrison isn't just gonna let Batista take him down like that. Yep, he's gonna fight back as much as physically possible, which doesn't include reversing that back suplex. That was apparently not physically possible. But, of course, Batista getting thrown back somehow by John Morrison. I know he has muscles, but he doesn't have that much muscle. Come on. You know, I've always wondered why this Batista outfit had a dragon on it. It's the end of the sentence. I've just wondered that. Batista taking this fight to the outside, potentially trying to get in some stairs action. Wait! And right onto the stairs. Uppercut by John Morrison, just trying to whittle down the animal as much as possible before he goes in for the Starship Pain. It seems more possible than ever. Wait, again? No, just throwing him around. There's no safe place for John Morrison in this arena. If you're in a match with Batista, he will find you. And Batista, wait, he's going back in just to reset the count. And that's an elbow, what the hell? And slamming his head straight into the post, and that's blood. Bleeding Mr. Morrison. And that's a kick to the midsection. We know where this one's going. It's a Batista bomb. And that's it. John Morrison has to be out of it. And he is. Batista beats John Morrison in one of the quicker episodes of Monday Night Raw. Despite the John Morrison attack, Batista is just too much to overcome. And that's okay. Not everyone's gonna be able to defeat this 300-something monster. I know I wouldn't be able to. John Morrison and Batista apparently were also enemies by that point. Batista is now above Ray and The Miz. Things just keep getting worse for The Miz. That didn't affect John Morrison, presumably because, yeah, John Morrison isn't in any of the title scenes. On to Superstars with more Mike Knox action. David Otunga getting an assist from the and JTT versus Reba. One of these matches isn't like the others. One of these matches doesn't belong. And Superstars is starting out super with Mike Knox. Again, on Raw, he received one of his first appearances on the brand, and he beat up the Druid just like he did last week. Tonight, though, he moves up in the world, and he gets to face a new opponent. Now, the Superstars general manager hasn't exactly stated who that opponent is, but I guess we're gonna find out together. Oh, and it's the gold standard! Shelton Benjamin, my main man Shelton. How we do? Oh, his hair is looking like... He might have got some in his hair. Someone might have had him do some sort of challenge backstage. He got a stain in there. Or does he? I did not expect Shelton Benjamin to be our main guest of honor tonight.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Kick straight to it. Mike Knox is not going to be having fun tonight, no matter the circumstances. When you're dealing with the gold standard, you got to be nothing short of golden. And that is not what Mike Knox is. 450 by Shelton. Holy shit, this guy's got it. Mike Knox knocks him down, though. But even the goldest of standards still make mistakes from time to time. Shelton, what the hell? A diving cross body to get Shelton off the ropes, and I did not expect that. But another kick to the mid of the head proves that it doesn't matter. But of course, the goldest standard of Shelton Benjamin and the power of Mike Knox are clearly gonna clash here tonight. If Mike Knox can get anything done, oh my god. It's impossible, apparently. I did not expect that, except I kind of did. Shelton Benjamin puts Mike Knox back in the ring, and he is not playing around. That is a moonsault by Shelton Benjamin, but Mike Knox isn't having any of that high flyer shit. But a T-bone suplex he might be taking. Shelton can't get this guy up, but he can not do that. Mike Knox too cocky, tried to tell him to get up, and now he got hit with the gold. The gold plate? Sure, the gold plate. Why not? That's it for Mike Knox. What more could he do? And the answer of what more he can do has been answered. Win.
That shit don't even make no fucking sense.
My bad. I didn't mean it like that. This didn't affect anything. When is Shelton gonna show up in the top 10? He's been winning like every fucking match. But whatever. It's Jake vs. David with The Undertaker. And we welcome you to the mid-card match of Superstars and Jake the Snake Roberts coming out with Damian. Now, interestingly to me is that he hasn't used Damian once. Not a single time has he ever used his snake to his advantage. So I'm kind of wondering, is he not doing that intentionally? Is he saving it for a special occasion? Or is he just kind of an ass? I mean, it's a weapon. He could use it. In Falls Count Anywhere matches, there's no rule against snakes in the WWE, so Damian very well could, if he really wanted to, just bite David's arm with Damian, and then he wins. Boom. Technically, that would be liable under attempted murder if he survived, but that's a different court case. Anyways, David Otunga has found himself a friend after so long. The one man that was willing to support his cause that you never think would. The Undertaker. How did he do this? I have no idea. But for one night, maybe, The Undertaker will be supporting his best pal, David Otunga. What the fuck happened to his forehead? And David Otunga, no. Okay, knee by Jake the Snake. And Jake the Snake is kicking David's ass. He's getting revenge for last week whenever he beat his ass so hard in that Falls Count Anywhere match. I'm kind of shocked. Punch straight to his dome, face first on the ground. David's finally starting to get some offense in. Good for him. And Jake's getting cocky because Taker's in the ring. What the fuck happened to the camera? David Otunga and Jake the Snake have had one of the most heated rivalries on Superstars. David got betrayed by Wade, and because Wade went to Raw, he had to take all of his anger out on Jake the Snake because The Rock is on SmackDown, and David can't reach him from there. Ever since that match where he beat The Undertaker, we haven't seen The Rock on Superstars nor on SmackDown since. So my question is, when are we gonna see him on SmackDown? And when are we gonna see David move up to the heights of SmackDown? These are both good questions. I guess it's up to the SmackDown general manager, who we know isn't exactly the best at making things right, but the fans are rallying behind Jake the Snake Roberts, and he's pulling it back. But he can't. David's just too quick. He knows what he's gonna do. These two have fought a half dozen times. Jake the Snake is trying to peel back his hair, and now he's trying to taunt, but David's having literally none of it. He's making sure he's getting his belly to belly off properly, and the ref is actually telling him off for that. For some reason, that's sky high. Surprisingly, not a rope. Can I get a zoom in, please, on that? Hold on. The goddamn fucking leg. Okay. Embarrassing for David. Jake put his leg under the rope, but now that only means that David's even angrier. And he's gonna come back twice as fast, twice as hard, and most importantly, twice as likely to steal yo bitch. David's not even gonna mess around with the grounded attacks. He's just gonna belly to belly Jake the Snake like there is no tomorrow, and he taunts. This time David learned his lesson, but the lessoner is Jake, and he's not willing to give it to him. One clothesline, and why not a second clothesline that takes David's head off? Taker's looking in the background. He's starting to regret this alliance with David, but getting him out of the way, David's gonna show him why he should still believe in the Nexus. It may take a little while more of work than anyone wanted, but David Otunga will be getting this W against Jake the Snake Roberts. There is no leg situation to save Jake here. The match is over, and David Otunga beats the Snake himself. And just what a match. David had to go and beat him basically 3 times in order to get him down. Jake might be a more difficult opponent in the future after this. But my question is, did this do anything with him and Taker? Or was this just a one-time thing? Please be a tag team. I actually really want this to happen. Please. Fuck. Did that make them allies? No! And in the main event of Superstars, we have from Brooklyn, New York, JTG. And wow, I did not expect to see JTG on Superstars after the Battle Royal last week. That, if I remember correct, that was a Raw Battle Royal. No shit, he wasn't in it. I just wasn't expecting to see JTG, alright? Is that fair? I think that's fair. But JTG is ready to Brooklyn. That's all I can really say. He's ready to get it down. Look at that man. He's getting it down. Oh yeah, breakdancing. Primo! One half of the Unified Tag Champs. Look what this man has been degraded to. He's the IC champ, and he's on Superstars. He's not on SmackDown. He's a Unified Tag Champ. He's an IC champ. And yet, he's on Superstars. What is this bullshit? Explain that one. But Primo is gonna prove to everyone why he should be on Friday Night SmackDown. And he's gonna do it by beating up JTG and proving that he doesn't need to fight him for the title at Night of Champions, opening up the contender slot to more people. But JTG wants to prove that he should be at Night of Champions and that he should be fighting, well, Primo. So, of course, these two had to fight each other. It only makes sense. I just kind of wish that Primo could actually hit his sentons, but Primo sets him up perfectly for a whisper in the wind. Windy, windy tunnel. Speaking of a windy, windy tunnel, he's winding up just to throw him down straight to the mat. Kick, nope. Oh wait, getting back up from the elbow and getting pop-up powerbomb by JTG. My God. The ref is knocked over. This allows Primo to get some time as the ref... Primo's just gonna go for it anyways. The little kick thing. The beauty shot from the top rope, and there's a diving headbutt. And wait, out of that little hit, Primo hits a backstabber. Learning from the last match that he just probably watched backstage, he pulls JTG away from the ropes first, hitting his 1, hitting his 2, and hitting his 3. That's it for JTG. Primo wins this episode. Not the whole episode. You decide who wins the whole episode. I might make a game out of that. Like, who wins this episode? Who got the best results? This moved Primo above Kofi. This means that Primo is actually dangerously close to being in the world title scene with his friend Ted. And that Vladimir is now above JTG. Fuck is this? We have Vance Archer, Kofi Kingston, and Chris Masters in Kofi's corner. Then we have Evan Bourne versus Primo in a Falls Gamer match with Santino. The Rock versus Kozlov. Ted versus Big Show. What is up today? What's in the air? What's making these GMs do this? We're live on SmackDown, very close to where Raw was in Orlando, Florida, and Vance Archer has been taking a hit recently. He's been seen as weaker than he was when he was with Chris Jericho. Some assume that Chris Jericho might have been training him and telling him how to do better strategies. But tonight he looks to put that all behind him by allowing someone to manage the other person behind him. Kofi Kingston has Chris Masters behind him to face Vance Archer, and I wonder what this relationship might look like. But if you think about it for a second, wasn't Chris Masters with Jake the Snake and The Rock? Why is he with Kofi? Why is he with Airborne and all? This feels like a weird pairing, and I don't really like it. But whatever. Kofi Kingston, Evan Bourne, and Chris Masters could be the next big faction on SmackDown. You never know. Of course, actually having factions form just based off one managerial appearance is very rare, but not something that hasn't happened before. I mean, that's how Ted and Primo happened, and look where they are. They're holding on pretty strong. Now, is that because of a lack of competition in the tag space? I'll fucking let you decide that one, Chief. Kofi gets it up, and he hits a boom drop from the top rope. Vance Archer's never had to deal with something like this before, or rarely. Chris Jericho wasn't that high fly when he was with him. He doesn't really know how to deal with this, maybe? That's a possible explanation for why this is happening the way that it is. Then again, Kofi also did just straight up miss, so what the fuck do I know? And Vance just keeps taking him down, but he can't keep him down. That's the problem here. And Kofi, wait! Vance barely moved out of the way. He was so close to just being attacked. Kofi senses opportunities in the air, and he's making sure that they get taken advantage of. Might I say, here's one now, a body splash. And wait, that's the boom drop. But Vance is immediately back up, and he's taking advantage of that. Kick to the midsection and a trouble in paradise. And truly, this is not a paradise for Vance Archer. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Chris Masters didn't do much to help out Kofi Kingston, but I can't admit that Kofi Kingston would have won this match anyways. Let's be fair. And life rolls on for Vance Archer, and for Kofi, and for Chris Masters. But this was a neat little pairing while it lasted. And Kofi's even trying to offer Vance a handshake, but like fucking always, a handshake is not taken. God damn it. Getting ridiculous, guys. Can we just get one guy to take a handshake? On the bright side, that didn't affect any of the affairs of anything ever. So anyways, here's Evan Bourne versus Primo with Santino Marella. And then there's the other half of Airborne, Evan Bourne. Now, Evan didn't get nearly as lucky as Kofi Kingston. Instead, he has to face Primo, who last night on Superstars defeated JTG with Santino Marella? What the am I looking at that right? Yeah, it is Santino. What the fuck? Why is Santino with Primo? Is he the next member of the Puerto Rican Pridefuls? Does he like Puerto Rico more than his own home country of Italy? But Primo and his IC Unified Tag titles are on SmackDown, just like he wanted. The SmackDown general manager listens to its fans, its complainers, and it tells them, hey, we'll do what you ask of us. Don't get it twisted. We like listening to our audience. Then why haven't you done any trade? And wait a minute. You know what I just realized? This is a Falls Count Anywhere match. I see where this is going. I see. Wait, Evan Bourne kicked him out. He's kicking him in the midsection. He sent Santino out. Wait, belly to belly. Oh, never fucking mind. Santino's making a fool of himself like usual. Punch and wait. Splash straight to it. What the hell's Primo going for? Oh, wait. Okay, that didn't work out. And a there are no combos between these two. My goodness. But wait, Santino tried to go grab another chair, but just not a possible option. But Santino now actually does get to go and grab that other chair. And Primo's just kicking him in the legs while he's there. Wait, he gave that chair to Evan. Evan with the kick. Santino is now having to attack him while he's down, and now the Primo can go and get him. He's going to grab another chair, but I think Primo has a similar idea. Steel chair and sledgehammer grab at the same time, and they try to hit Evan at the same time, but one of them took priority, and that was Primo. Oh! I think Bruno bugged out. I think he's still technically grabbing the chair? What the fuck? What's going on? Oh, I got it now. I know how to fix this. Okay, that should fix it. There we go. Okay, he's back. And that is a successful victory, potentially, for Evan Bourne and Primo. Yep, they just beat the shit out of Evan Bourne. Primo got a little fucked up, but the match is over. Imagine if I wasn't in that match. I mean, technically that glitch wouldn't have happened, but like, you know. Primo and Santino are apparently a match made in heaven, just like Primo and Ted DiBiase. But will they actually form a tag team? I suppose we're about to find out. I swear to God, if this forms, but not Taker and David, I'm okay, thank God. I was about to be so pissed off. That moves Santino above Chris Jericho, Vlad, JTG, and Big Show off one win. And that moves Evan Bourne below Christian and Vance Archer. Okay, good to know. Anyways, here's The Rock versus Vladimir Kozlov. And The Rock is back on SmackDown. It's like this guy finally started listening to me. It's like he actually started listening to the guy that's right, which is me. I'm correct. The Rock is on SmackDown, but tonight he faces Vladimir Kozlov, who last week similarly broke in Bret Hart into SmackDown. And that was a tough challenge for Bret to overcome, but in the end he did win. Then The Rock looks to do the same. But communism will not rest until these two guys are dead. And that's fine. Probably not actually Vlad's point, but tank. He's the bad guy because his Titantron is a tank and he likes the Soviet Union. So you're supposed to dislike him actually. And The Rock! Oh, nope, wait. The Rock and Vladimir Kozlov are actually two very similar characters. That elbow apparently got a massive reaction from the crowd as if it was something new. It really wasn't. Everything. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, Vladimir Kozlov. You're just so cool to work. You're so fun to work with, man. I hope you continue to have a long and prosperous career within our company, which you totally will. You'll be one of those people that's around for 4 months. You're getting fired after that. Rock finally getting some control back into this match and a massive clothesline. And The Rock is apparently feeling frisky. He really shouldn't have. The Rock's down and out outside, but Vladimir Kozlov is looking stupider than ever. Stupider than ever. There we go. And what the fuck was that? Why does he just get to do that for free, Varmint? The Rock can't beat some sense into Vlad here. He's just doing everything possible to make sure that he keeps what he thinks is rightfully his, which is his goddamn signature. He actually reverses every other goddamn move. This guy should be called the final boss. Dude, I'm just doing grapples. I'm moving my right stick around. Why are you locked in? My God, this guy's locking in. He's not gonna be able to reverse for the second half of this match. Like, what the fuck? I've never seen an AI reverse this much. Vlad doesn't even have, like, the highest reversal stat in the game. And The Rock is doing anything he can to win. That's a massive elbow drop by The Rock. But Vlad immediately turns it around on him, but not before The Rock finds a clever way to counter him. Someone's trying to start a USA fan here. Okay, buddy. We just hate anyone. The Rock accidentally threw him out of the ring because this game has apparently horrible corner detection. I didn't know that. And wait, The Rock has got this one in the bag. Okay, wait, hold your horses. Rock bottom, not the Rock bottom. Rock bottom again? No, still no Rock bottom. Rock bottom for the third time? Nope, no Rock bottom. Rock bottom? No. He did 4 rock bottoms in a row. Not a single one of them hit. He probably should have tried something else, if I'm gonna be completely honest, after like the second one. But hey man, if I had my finish, I'd be going for it every 2 seconds as well. I don't necessarily blame Rock. I just think he could have played it smarter if he wanted to.
Everything I've been through, you wouldn't know.
Rock turns Vlad around. Ooh, and that is a spine buster and a half. And now this time the Rock bottom is a hit perfectly, but it's right in the corner. But shockingly enough, Vlad actually takes the pin and the drag perfectly fine. Vladimir Kozlov loses to The Rock, but he really tried to not lose. And I'll give him that much. match. But The Rock has successfully beaten Vladimir Kozlov. That's about all I can say. That didn't do anything. That didn't really do anything. Because they're not any fucking where, dude. Anyways, here's Ted DiBiase versus The Big Show. Don't ask why. And we welcome you back to Friday Night SmackDown, and Ted DiBiase Jr. is here. Now, his tag team partner competed against Evan Bourne with Santino Marella, and the jealousy, the thing that I'm talking about, maybe could have gotten worse. If I were Ted, I'd be pretty jealous. Mainly because my tag partner has been hanging out with somebody else, even if it was just a one-time thing. But hey, I'm also one half of the Unified Tag Champs, and I've got a date with The Undertaker in 9 days at Night of Champions, so I wouldn't be too upset. The friends you make along the way don't matter if you got titles, right? But The Big Show threatens otherwise. The 7-foot-tall giant is gonna make sure that Ted DiBiase walks out of here in crutches. Not for any particular reason. He just kind of doesn't want to have to deal with him during the championship scramble match. We already know 4 that are going to be in the match. It's obviously going to be Taker. It's obviously going to be Ted. It's obviously going to be Big Show. It's obviously going to be Chris Jericho. The 5th one, however, is still up in the air. And now Big Show immediately slams down Ted DiBiase, and this match is getting started. Big Show and Ted DiBiase have been fighting a lot in the past few weeks, most of the time with The Undertaker, so I'm curious to see how these two will do it alone against each other. Will it be another big win for Big Show, or will Ted DiBiase continue to show his dominance over SmackDown? Let's find out right now. Headbutt by Big Show, showing already that he's figured out Ted DiBiase. He's learning how the man works. Big Show gets thrown over the top rope by Ted DiBiase somehow, but Ted's not willing to follow. Instead, he's taunting to the audience and gets slammed for it because he didn't see Big Show coming. He wasn't watching. He also got stomped to the mat like he got fucking curb stomped by fucking the guy. Spear by the Big Show. And this spear might just be the end of the match for him. Yep. Big punch straight to Ted DiBiase. And that's it. 1, 2. We have reached the end of this episode of the Ultimate Universe mode. Just one more episode left in July, and then we're on to Night of Champions. And what a show that will be. Big Show, Ted, Taker, Jericho, and a 5th mystery man are all gonna be on that one match. I wonder how Raw's card will look. It seems like they're saving a lot of their big contenders for that match, which would explain the shoddy card for that episode. Big Show's now above Ted in the #1 contender scene. Big Show is now above JTG again, and that's it. All right, that's the end of this episode. I guess I'll see you next time.